Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second virtual artist chit chat. Thank you all so much for joining us tonight. My name is Allison, and I am a company member of Mad Horse Theater, and I will be your Zoom MC for the evening. If this is your first time joining us, I want you to know that you can experience our September panel on our website under virtual events or via our YouTube page to help fill in the void until we're back together in November. But before we jump into our October panel, we do have a couple of reminders. Our model for the night is inspired by Pechakucha style storytelling. So each artist or company will have about 7 minutes to talk with all of you. We're going to move from artist to artist, and then at the end, we'll open up everything to host a Q&A. So if you have a question or thought you would like to share with these artists, please send it to us, your hosts, through the Q&A function at the bottom of your Zoom screen so we can help facilitate that part of the evening. We're going to ask that you please keep the Q&A used just for questions. We'll get to them after all of the presentations have finished. And we also ask that you refrain from using the chat function as much as possible, just because it can be a little distracting, but we love, love, love your passion and enthusiasm. We will also be recording this portion of the evening, but we'll stop before our Q&A begins, and we plan on making the recording available for more audiences after the weekend, similar to what we've done with our September panel. And we will be following up with the best ways to follow, contact, and support all of these amazing people that you are about to meet. So if you can, please help support these folks. We'll be sharing the best ways to do that throughout the evening, and we'll make sure that you have all of the direct links in our follow-up material and on our social media posts, because it is so important to support artists. I'll let them share the details, but there is even more safe fun to be had with a lot of these folks in the coming weeks, and you also don't want to miss out on that. So now, let us all give a virtual round of applause to our first presenter of the evening. We have Megan Tripaldi and Holly Pryor, founders of Polyphonic Theater Ensemble. Megan is an actor, bi-coastally produced playwright and educator based in Portland. They have had plays produced in Maine, Massachusetts, West Virginia, Washington, and Pennsylvania. Holly is a recent graduate from USM and is a teaching artist with Stages Youth Theater in Portland. Polyphonic was originally founded in 2014, but shifted missions in 2019 to become a nonprofit, congratulations, and to focus on new and local works, particularly amplifying voices who are often marginalized or unheard. But now I will hand it over to Megan and Holly to tell you more.
Hi! Yay, thank you so much, Allison.
Thank you.
I am Megan Tripaldi. I'm the artistic director of Polyphonic Theater Ensemble.
Hello, my name's Holly Pryor. I'm the managing director of Polyphonic Theater Ensemble. So we had a little presentation we want to share with you today because I love PowerPoints, and I thought, a chance to make a PowerPoint, I'll do it. So I'm going to share my screen in just a moment for, could it be? It's a PowerPoint.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's a Google slide, but
yeah, you know what I mean.
It's still exciting.
That's a nice logo. We're Polyphonic Theater Ensemble.
So our mission at Polyphonic, we're a Portland-based nonprofit theater company, and our mission is to lift up the voices of the unheard. The word polyphonic is a music term meaning multiple voices coming together to create a unique sound, and that is exactly what we aim to do. We want to lift up and celebrate the voices of the BIPOC community, LGBTQ2+ community, and people of all shapes, sizes, and abilities whose stories need to be told. I felt that needed to be read word for word because it is really important, and I wanted to emphasize it.
But next, much like a cicada, we sort of buried ourselves throughout this whole sort of pandemic, but much like a cicada, we have dug ourselves out of our holes, we have climbed into your trees, and we have begun to scream. So we hope that you join us for some fun screaming in this sort of pandemic season we've created.
Yes, and on our mission to eat all of your crops, we are going to be kicking off our new season with the Mischief Night Play Festival. This is a 10-minute play festival over Zoom on October 30th at 7 p.m. Details for this will be on our website. We are currently looking for actors while we choose our scripts. We're going to be looking for an ensemble of 8 to 10 actors to fill several roles in this show. We'll have more details about that on our website.
Next, we are actually accepting submissions on a rolling basis for a Theater for the Ears program we're trying to implement. So we are looking for radio plays specifically meant to be heard only, not seen, not felt, not tasted, but solely heard. They can be any length, and we are accepting them on a rolling basis, and we'd love to get to a point where we can be premiering a new Theater for the Ears program play once a month. So please send us your Theater for the Ears plays. We're very excited for them.
We can't wait to hear them.
Oh, yes. Oh, and a fun announcement from me to Megan that Megan already knows, but Megan has been accepted to get their MFA in playwriting. So Megan, tell us what you're going to do with that MFA.
Well, thanks, Holly. I did know that. I am going to be teaching a playwriting class. It's for anyone ages 16 plus. It is called Intro to Playwriting, but it is meant for anyone who is having maybe an artist's block, who wants to refresh their basic skills. It's just basically a way for you to get those brain juices a-flowing and create a new play based on prompts. Classes start November 9th, and details on payment and registration are on our website.
Woo, the website. Wow, what a resource. Next, we have been working on something a little bit special with our friends Kyle Ahrens and Chantal King. We have made a podcast. We have titled it, I Hate Musicals, and we talk about what we really love and, of course, really hate about some of today's most popular musicals. It's Megan, Kyle, and Chantal talking about it. I'm the sound engineer, and I don't know that much about musicals, so I sit there and learn about musicals and add fun sound effects. And it's a really great time and really fun and really funny, and we dig really deep and feel really big feelings, and at the end, it's all because we love musicals. And we hope that you'll listen to them once they come out. Megan, when are they coming out on our website?
Oh, well, there is more information on our website. Our web designer was very busy today.
Oh.
The first episode will be dropping very soon. And spoiler alert, we're going to rip apart Greece. So get ready for that.
And lastly, thank you, Matt Horse, for having us here. We're really happy to be here, and we're happy that you're doing this for all these wonderful artists, and I'm excited to learn about everyone else's things. Yay!
Yay! This has been so joyful. Thank you so much. Subscribe to our mailing list.
Oh, thank you so much, Megan and Holly. Oh, that's so many exciting things happening. So, audience, you can find out more information about all of the work that Polyphonic does, including how to participate and view their upcoming Mischief night. Mark your calendars for October 30th. I'm super excited about it. The submissions for their radio drama series, and for more information about this podcast that I'm super eager to learn more about and hear their thoughts on. So you can do that by visiting their website, polyphonictheater.org, by following them on Facebook. You can find them at Polyphonic Theater Ensemble, and on Instagram at @Polyphonic Portland. We will also be including all of that information in our follow-up material, so don't sweat it right now. But we are going to move over to our next artist, who is a multi-talented man. Carl Bruce Lee is an actor, singer, and DJ. He is the founder of Bruce Smith Media, which operates under the slogan, Music Without Limits. This means that DJs are not limited to one genre of music, but music is often featured from hip-hop, Korean pop, reggae, EDM, Bollywood, and more. And he has assembled a video to best share all of this work with us. Take it away, Carl.
Hey everyone, good evening. My name is Carl Bruce Lee, and I'm here just to speak of how I was able to continuously be creative during the pandemic and during COVID-19. I have prepared a video, but I must say before you watch the video that one of my biggest passions is music. Music is my escape from reality, and it literally has saved my life in the past. So during the video, you'll see and you'll hear my voiceover, but the music that you hear with the voiceover are pieces that I have prepared myself, and those will be released on SoundCloud later on this year. So Mark, if you can, please take it away, and thank you so much, Matt Horse, for putting this together.
You can dance every dance with the guy who gives you the island and hold you tight. Saturday, March 14th, 2020. This would be my last public performance of the year. The next morning, Portland, Maine would announce its state of emergency, and this beautiful establishment named Candy's would close its doors for the next 6 months. So what did I do, you ask? I turned to TikTok. Having a platform such as TikTok enables me to do so much more than I imagined. I discovered that I had a voice. I'm able to speak on issues such as Black Lives Matter and social injustice and systemic racism, and also speak on things such as body imagery and embracing the beautiful, and able to find beauty from within and letting people know that you are beautiful no matter what body type you may be. Also touched on political aspects and the election of 2020, encouraging people to go out there and vote and get your voice heard. We cannot make a change in this world if we don't go out and vote. I miss DJing. God, I miss DJing. It's the energy and the music and the crowds and the vibes that you feel while you're DJing. And when you see people reciprocate that energy, it's the most unexplainable feeling that I've ever felt in my life. I miss the weddings. I miss the school events. I miss the dances. It's something that I am eager to get back into and feel again. I truly believe that I would have lost my mind creatively if I did not find a platform such as TikTok. I'm able to connect and vibe with people from across the globe. We were able to reach 30K this year, and I started TikTok in February. And I cannot be more grateful for those who have joined me in these TikToks and continuously went on with my crazy ideas and just went for it. So thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for taking out the time to listen. Please feel free to follow me at any of these platforms.
Oh, Carl, thank you so much. I had to double check that I was muted because I did laugh out loud for some of those TikToks. Those were so wonderful. So again, everybody, you can find more information through Carl's website, brucemusmedia.com, BRUCEMUS media.com. And don't fret, again, we will be sharing all of those links after tonight's event, including the Venmo and the Cash App. That's also super, super important. And as a shameless plug, we are absolutely delighted to share with you that Mr. Carl Bruce Misleigh will be joining our Halloween event next Friday, the 23rd, as our pre-show DJ, spinning some festive tunes to get that couch party started. So you can find more information about that event via the Mad Horse website or through our social media. Carl, thank you again for sharing all of your beautiful passion for music. We're going to transition over to our third artist. Up next, we have Rook Hine. Rook is a non-binary and trans femme actor, writer, and sometimes director, dramaturg, designer, active with Black Lives Matter and serving on the steering committee of Maine Transgender Network. They premiered Cold Hard Numbers as part of Say Our Names, co-produced by Hole in the Wall Theater and the New Britain Racial Justice Coalition. Before COVID-19 shut down the theaters, Rook was 2 weeks out from playing Mr. Collins in the Portland Players production of Pride and Prejudice. Here in Maine, performances include other work with Portland Players and the Freeport Players. And everybody, stay woke and don't forget to vote on November 3rd. I'm going to hand it over to Rook.
How do you all do? Yes, indeed. Please, whatever you do, 11-3. Remember, we can vote early in this state. Please take advantage and remember the most marginalized among us when you vote. This piece is entitled Cold Hard Numbers. Some numbers for your consideration. 27, the number of transgender American homicides in 2019. 27, the number of trans American homicides in the first 8 months of 2020 alone. 24, the number of those in 2020 who were trans women or trans femme. 20, the number of those in 2020 who were Black, Indigenous, people of color. Unknown, the number misgendered, disappeared, never reported. Unknowable, how many times likelier a Black trans woman is to die of violence versus a white cis woman. 27, Dominique Fells was 27 years old on June 9, 2020, the day her body was found on the banks of the Schuylkill River, multiple stab wounds to her head and face, her legs cut off her body above the knee, unidentified and misgendered in a Philly morgue, who was an artist and a fashion designer and a daughter and a sister and a human and just 27. Said activist Dea Alvarez, racism is woven into the very fabric of this country. And if you are Black and transgender, in the eyes of most folks in this country, you are completely disposable. Say her name. Dominique Fells. 25. Rhea Milton was 25 years old on that same night of June 9, 2020. Lured to a park by thieves, she fought back and was shot and left for dead. In March, she'd written, "Never been scared to struggle. I'ma get it eventually." Rhea, too, misgendered and dead-named by the cops in death, said her sister Ariel, also a trans woman, "It cost nothing to call me Ariel, to use she, her pronouns, to call her Rhea, to say that she was my sister. It cost you nothing." Say her name. Rhea Milton. 2, the number of Black trans American women murdered in 24 hours on June 9, 2020, hundreds of miles apart, who never met, but were sisters regardless. My sisters, your sisters. The horrors inflicted on any one of my Black siblings are inflicted on me and all of you. As one of my siblings tweeted, "My sisters deserve justice. Y'all love to talk about showing up. So show up for Dominique Fells and Rhea Milton. More importantly, stop waiting till we are dead to love, pay, respect, cherish us. Stop killing us. Say their names. No more." Thank you all very much. I would like to simply plug very quickly, I'm on the steering committee of the Maine Transgender Network, which is an amazing organization. Here in Maine, we have support groups that are open. We also have online support groups on Discord server. We're available to everyone. You don't even have to be in Maine. We will serve anyone who is in need. So please, the information will be there. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Brooke, thank you so much for sharing that. That was just so powerful. So everyone, you can support Rook via their PayPal, which is paypal.me/Rookhine, which again, we will include in the follow-up material, and by visiting their Facebook page. And again, if you have the means, Rook and all of us here at Mad Horse, we do encourage you to visit maintrans.net. It's just such invaluable support for the trans community. And there's also incredibly helpful resources both on education and how to be a supportive ally. And as a reminder to everybody watching, if you do have questions coming up while you hear these artists speak, please feel free to send them to us through the Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen, and we will get to everything at the end of these presentations. But now I'm going to transition over to our fourth artist of the evening, Saif Allah Salato Cristobal, who has been designing continuously over a decade. Saif holds a Bachelor of Arts in Interdisciplinary Humanities from the University of West Florida and a Master's of Fine Arts in Lighting and Projection Design from the University of Missouri, Kansas City, where he became one of the first to study projections for performance. His career has taken him across the country and has allowed him to design for many companies in opera, dance, and theater. Saif currently teaches at the University of Southern Maine, where he brings his knowledge and experience to help shape the next generation of theater professionals. Saif, we are so happy you have landed here in Maine. Take it away.
Thank you, Allison. My name is Saif Salato Cristobal, and I am joining from South Berwick. Before I get started, I would like to recognize the Pennacook and Abenaki tribes, as well as the Wabanaki Confederacy, on whose traditional territory I'm joining you. I acknowledge them as the past, present, and future caretakers of this land. So who am I? I am an educator, an artist, a creator, a designer, and a storyteller. And I work within the mediums of light, static media, and kinetic media. As a lighting and projection designer, I work primarily for theater, opera, and dance, but I've also had the great opportunity to work in some concerts and events, both social and industrial work. But what does that mean, and how do I do my work? I use light and/or projections to support the storytelling on stage. As a lighting designer, I read the scripts, often several times, and then work with the director and the other designers to make sure everything is seen. I can illuminate the entire stage or focus on a particular performer or a moment. And I use 5 key tools to help with this: angle, or the direction of the light; quality and intensity, or how harsh or soft the light may be; texture, or how broken up the light is. Imagine the sun casting light through trees and falling on the ground. What you see there is texture. Color, pretty self-explanatory. And then movement, or how light changes from one moment to another. As a projection designer, I help by finding or creating images or videos to help tell the story. Realistic imagery can help tell the place and time of a story, such as a forest backdrop or medieval castle, or things you can see every day, such as written text, where abstract imagery can be used to represent the inner thoughts of a character or represent special effects, such as rats crawling on a tunic or electricity being transferred from one side of the stage to the other. So how has my life changed, my work changed since COVID-19? Well, in a typical year, I work on between 12 and 18 projects. Since March, when COVID officially hit and theaters had to shut down, continuing on through this upcoming summer, I have had 9 confirmed contracts canceled, 4 confirmed contracts postponed, and 3 projects which in any normal season would have been available, however, are no longer. So what have I been doing? Well, primarily I've been focusing on educating the next generation of designers at USM. Theater will return in some fashion. It did after the Spanish flu of 1918, which was the closest example of what we have faced today, and it will again. Our designers need to be ready. I still had a couple opportunities to design. I continued to work on a workshop of a 3-actor portable production of The Tempest being produced by Queen Mob, which is a touring micro-theater company based in the Boston area. They strip Shakespeare and other great dramatic works down to the purest essence, creating fully professional productions that use between 1 and 3 actors. For me, this is a particularly exciting project because I have the opportunity to work so closely with the performers, in particular, the performer who will be playing the character of Ariel. For those unaware, Ariel is the spirit who serves the magician Prospero, and this particular performer has a hearing impairment. The performer communicates primarily through American Sign Language, and we have decided to bring that language to the production. We imagine that the sign language is the native language of the spirits who live on this island. So my work, aside from creating the environment and the magic of the show, will be to translate the ASL language for the audience. Imagine you are a magician who does not understand the native language, and you have the ability to create subtitles out of thin air. That is one of the elements that I will be bringing to this project. From nothing, letters form as if from a haze to help the audience who cannot understand sign language follow along with the show. And finally, a couple other projects I've been working on are some presentations for the public. First presentation focuses on how we at home can apply some of the elements I use on stage, angles, intensity, and color, to affect mood and productivity in our daily lives. I hope to be able to present this at a future TEDx Dirigo seminar. The second is for theater companies who have embraced remote or virtual theater. Too often, lighting design is left out of these productions, the argument being that we do not have stage lighting in our own homes. There are other items that we can find around our homes that can replace traditional lighting inventory. For example, using a couple Tupperware containers and some fun angles, and you can present yourself in a campfire. By adding another light and a colander from your kitchen and another green container, you can add some texture and potentially be at your favorite arcade. Or just by adding extra lights and changing the intensity of light, you can present yourself at the beach. So I want to use this platform and these presentations to help us show that using a little bit of creativity and some things from your home, lighting can be used to help enhance virtual productions and still tell the story. I would like to thank my wife for allowing me to raid the house for lamps and kitchen utensils. These are a few of the things that I've been working on, and I want to thank you for taking the time to listen.
Hey, thank you so much. All of those home lighting tips are just amazing. I just want to watch you keep doing more. Everybody, if you would like to see more of Safe's beautiful work, please visit his website, www.safe.design. That is SEIF.design, where you can also find the best means to contact him, because I feel like this probably goes without saying, you want him designing and doing your work. I mean, that was just incredible. So transitioning, up next, we have filmmaker Erin Enberg. Erin is a screenwriter and director, originally from Maine. Her short films Arabelle and The Poet have won various awards, including Best Maine Film at the Emerge Film Fest and Best Short Film at the Noosa International Film Fest in Queensland, Australia. Erin's feature screenplay, Rock and Roll and the Immortal Soul, was a second-round finalist at Sundance, and her recent TV pilot, Spice, was a quarter-finalist in the Final Draft Big Break contest. She's worked in film and TV production for 17 years in Maine, New York City, and Los Angeles. Most recently, she worked at HBO Max in original content. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Erin.
Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me. It's really exciting to be here. I love being able to share with other artists, especially during this really weird time. I'm here to talk about making a film during COVID, which I did 2 weeks ago. But more so, not just following the COVID production protocols, which we did follow above and beyond. And you can actually find those on the Maine film website. I think it's maine.gov. You can find it there if you want to know what those are. But more so, I'm talking about creatively how these restrictions can actually serve your story and vision even better if you want them to. For my short film, it's called The Getaway. Originally, it was just going to take place in a barn. It was only going to be maybe 3 minutes with 2 characters set in the 30s or 40s. And there were no cars involved, no old cars. And now that the film has been shot, there were 3 cars from the 1930s involved. Filming during COVID, the top priority, of course, is safety. And the 2 actors, Eric Moody and Erica Wilson, both had COVID test, but there's still a level of concern. So the story itself is about 2 people who had done some sort of a heist. We don't know what exactly it was, probably robbing a bank. And the FBI is after them. They just have this one last moment together. So the story actually involves social distancing, but initially I wasn't really thinking of it in those terms until COVID happened. And I had to rethink the story and how we're going to film it, no longer being in a barn indoors with not a lot of ventilation for the crew, bringing in these cars that I had access to from my family. And at one point there was just going to be 1 car until I really thought, how can I keep the actors safely distanced? So then there were 2 cars involved. And I'm going to show you some footage where you can see how we utilized these cars to enhance the way that the characters interact with each other, wanting to be close, but still remaining distant. The use of mirrors. One character will be up while the other one is sort of lower inside the car. And some of this footage that I'm going to show you, or all of it really, it has not been edited yet. It's pretty raw. No one has seen it yet except for me and the DP and editor, Tatum Brown. It will be edited soon. So if you hear other voices from the crew, it's just straight up raw footage here. Let me share my screen. Okay, now the first one here, you can see, we'll start with this one. You'll see how the characters, you may not even have noticed, if you were watching this, how they were kept distant.
3B-5, take 4. All set.
Action. Part of your collection, bric-a-brac?
Yeah. Yeah, keepsake.
Where is my money?
Ask the feds, will be here in a minute.
You have no idea the things I've had to do to survive.
Tell me.
You wouldn't sleep for weeks.
I don't sleep.
Now I'm going to show that part of that same scene using some mirrors, which before, you know, a car wasn't even involved. It was just going to be the 2 characters talking to each other. So here we go here.
(3B-6), take 4. Okay.
Action. Where is my money? Good.
Okay, then this one, we have Eric Moody. He is in the Model T truck. So again, at times, both the characters were in two separate cars talking to each other.
The time in the alley. Listen,
Okay, now this one, we also utilize the mirrors, again, on the outside of the Model T, just for, you know.
Sean, in the reflection, you were good a minute ago. Just come further towards.
Let's see, actually, where does that start? There we go.
Okay, I'm set.
Action.
that time.
And then this would be intercut with the other character played by Erica Wilson. They are in these cars looking at each other during this time. Let's see.
That time in the alley. Listen,
And then we used mirrors for her as well. Again, these will be edited, so there's sort of an emotional arc that happens between the two of them, but it would be more edited down than what this raw footage shows. Just gonna fast forward here. So they're laughing and then it becomes more serious.
listen, that time in the alley. Listen,
Hear a lot of bird songs in the background. Then we have one that happens, there's a motivation really for keeping them apart in this. She has a gun and that would keep them apart. Let's see.
you here to turn me in?
Maybe I'm here to turn you on.
Feds are on to you. They've been watching me. It's the end of the road.
The road ended the minute you left me in an alley to make your getaway. You took the car.
And this one last one is a behind the scenes clip where you again can see how they walk to the car on either side of it. You can see a little bit of the crew.
Action.
They shot out the windows. I had to drive.
Part of your collection now? Bric-a-brac?
Yeah. Keepsake.
Cut.
Cutting.
I really
So, oops, I'm just going to stop that video. Yeah, so that film should be done probably in a couple weeks, definitely by Thanksgiving. I'm shooting another very short little piece for Damnation Land, which is happening. It will be a virtual presentation on October 27th. And again, that is another one where I had to really think about how to keep people distanced, and the story revolved around the COVID protocols. I know that there are a lot of other artists who are collaborative along with, you know, filmmakers, and so maybe you can relate to some of this, but I really think that sometimes with this restriction, that's where the spark and the innovation happens. You can follow along to see when the film will be done from my website, erinenberg.com, and all of my social media is there as well, links to it. And thank you so much for having me. It was fun to be able to show some of this footage, and it was a real challenge, but felt really satisfying in the end to finally be out there and shooting some film again.
Erin, thank you so much. It was really exciting to see some of that footage. I know I'm not speaking for just myself, but I'm very excited to be able to see that final product. Again, for everybody, details on all of Erin's incredible work can be found on her website, which is www.erinenberg.com, or on social media. It's Instagram at erin.enberg and Twitter at Erin Enberg. And of course, we'll make sure that all of those links are shared after the event. But if anyone's super eager right now, you could always go find it. And a final plug, we're so excited that, Erin, you're part of the Damnation Land 2020. It is happening virtually on October 27th. There's information kind of all over social media if folks want to check it out. You're probably going to be seeing a lot of familiar faces of the greater Portland area and probably some other friends on this feed. So last, but certainly not least, we are delighted to have the team of Haunt Maine joining us tonight. Anna Holleran and Ty Gowan will be here with us, and they have a third member of their team, Carol Cleveland, who you will typically see in episodes. Haunt Maine is an award-winning Maine-based paranormal web series currently airing their 7th season on YouTube. Congratulations, you guys. That is so exciting. With over 50 investigations throughout Maine and the United States, Carol, Ty, and Anna journey to uncover the ghostly secrets of the unknown and share it with viewers throughout these haunting investigations. You can watch the team explore Maine's best paranormal locations like Fort Knox, Seguin Island, and Lyric Theater while you decide, is it haunted or not? Take it away, Haunt Maine.
Thank you for having us. It's such an honor to be included with such talented artists. Mad Horse holds a special place in my heart. If you don't know me, I'm Anna Halloran, and this is...
I'm Ty Gowan. I'm also on the Haunt Me team, but I defer to Anna currently.
Oh, fancy. Yeah, so Haunt Me has been going on for about 8 years now. It was founded in Gorham, Maine, in 2012, yes, Ty?
The night of the Great Fire.
Yes! I was talking to my friend about that today. So the day that G-Hop caught on fire, Haunt Me was founded. The people in that apartment are doing great, by the way. But yeah, so it's really, I think, a passion project for us. It's something that I think I'll have you elaborate on, Ty, but kind of just came to be. Right? Like you were just sitting there and talking about, can I do this?
Yeah, nothing like graduating college into the Great Recession to really like try to fill the void that capitalism created. So that's really what Haunt Me started from. It was a group of our friends that have always been interested in the weird. But, you know, I've always thought that there was a distance between us and being able to create anything, you know, like, because we live in Maine. It's not New York City. Like, what do you mean about creating a TV show? And it's just idea that we got together about building a show out for mostly our friends and family about 8 years ago with a woman named Ashley Brooks, who really brought us all together, and then Nick Nordfors, who had just graduated NYC or NYU University with a film degree and needed somewhere to use it. So we got together and we're like, you know, let's just do this. Let's see what we can do to find some adventures and record it and put it online. And over the years, it's slowly grown a really tight-knit fan base who have continued to support the show enough that we can go on a bigger adventure every year. So I love that our viewers fund the next chaotic trip that we take.
Which is precisely what happens this season, where we actually step outside of Maine and go across the country. Well, halfway across the country. We had the opportunity to explore some really unique haunted locations and had some incredible evidence happen, which we will share with you today. If you haven't seen the web series, we're a little bit different than what you'll see on TV. As much as we love Ghost Hunters, you know, the OG, we do include other techniques that you'll see, which includes metaphysical. We use divination, we use magic. And this season, it went a little haywire. So I'm going to play this clip for you as soon as I share my screen. Computer sound, and then this, and...
We're acknowledging our desire to explore our shadow selves in all that, in all aspects of that.
That's a big claim.
In part, some parts of that, because we are human beings, right? And we're always growing and always changing. So here we're
always evolving.
Always evolving. We're going to examine one part of our shadow selves and come to terms with that.
Wait, those are sprinklers.
Oh my God, really?
What? Get a bucket, no. Get a bucket, get a bucket.
Right, a pipe burst.
Does someone have Jesse's? I don't have my phone on me.
She'll get him, she'll get him. Wait, we should get some towels.
Bucket's right there. Anna, your magic's too good.
I'm sorry. I need towels.
How the did that happen?
So I'm going to explain that just a touch. So like I said, we do include metaphysical techniques. So what I had done there was built out an entire crystal grid to help us connect with the spirits that night. And I had gathered my cohorts, you know, Ty and Carol, to kind of speak to the spirits of the Oddfellows, who typically, when they're initiated, will face their mortality with a actual skeleton who was, in fact, real and present with us in the room. So what I had done was placed a water stone in the center of the grid and then lit the candle, and the ice machine, which was in the next room over, burst a pipe, which when the repairman came the next day said he had never seen something like that happen in 25 years of his repair service. So with Haunt Me, we have the joys of exploring these weird, unique happenings and super unique locations across the United States, but especially Maine. And if you haven't checked it out, please do. We're on YouTube. We just passed 9,000 subscribers, which is very exciting for us. If you're looking for quintessential Maine episodes, Ty, what would be your favorite suggestion?
I would say for quintessential Maine, the Admiral Perry Inn is Maine through and through. Amazing owner, historical bed and breakfast that I didn't even know about, with a lot of activity in it. So it's something that doesn't disappoint and really hits you in that Christmas time Maine vibe.
Yes.
If you want sea lore, though, there's nothing better than Seguin Island. We got dropped 2 miles off the coast of Maine. We were told ahead of time that once we get dropped off, that's it until the morning. The ferry only comes twice a day. which was a great idea on paper when you're doing the pre-pro work. And then when we got dropped off and they drove away and the island was silent and we had another 16 hours to go, totally changed my mind on that. But if you like sea legends, lore of like sailors from Maine that can't really be founded in history but make a really good story, that's a good one for you too.
And there's no better time to watch than right now.
Yeah.
Spooky season.
The pandemic really made it so that we were able to have content where a lot of the TV shows don't right now. So it's spooky season, it's October, and cable's not supplying it. So if you guys want your ghost needs, definitely come on over to Haunt Me.
Yeah, and we'll turn it back to you, Allison.
9,000 subscribers? Oh, that is so cool. Congratulations. So audience, you can discover the series for yourself at haunt-me.com or through their YouTube channel, Official Haunt Me Official, and find them across Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Haunt Me Official. But hold your horses until we're finished here, please. They're super exciting to follow. But we're also really excited to say that if you really can't get enough of the Mad Horse and Haunt Maine connection, surprise, Haunt Me, it will also be part of our Halloween event happening next Friday. But what that entails, you will have to attend to find out. So for now, can we give another virtual round of applause for this amazing group of artists? Thank you all so much for joining us this evening.